This telecast is copyrighted by Hometown 24 for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of Hometown 24 is prohibited.
The homestanding Perry County Central Commodore 7-7 on the season, and Jim, big time matchup in January, and anytime these two get together, and we've got a good crowd here, anytime we get together with these two, it's always a good matchup.
Well, Knott County really my surprise. I think a lot, not just me, but a surprise so many people this year across the region. Coach Honeycutt, we were expecting maybe a rebuilding year. But no, they are going to compete for that 14th region title, and coming off a couple of really nice wins over at Letcher Central, big district win over there at Letcher Central, and so we kind of are starting to see now the pieces fall in place. Perry Central also, playing pretty good ball right now. I think tonight will kind of let us know we can come up with a pretty good 1 through 5 ranking after tonight.
Yeah, and when you're coming to play at the John C. Combs Arena, you got to play well to come out of here with a victory, and Knott County Central will have to do that. Kind of looking at Coach Hoskins, and we've always said it probably numerous times in the last couple of years, is his teams start gradually during this time of the year coming on, and he starts getting each player into the proper roles. Same thing with Coach Honeycutt.
Yeah, and I don't mean to cut you off, Manus. I'm sorry. I was going to say, it looks like Gibson is dressing tonight. He didn't play against Letcher Central, and that's a big boost to a Knott County team that has improved dramatically.
Yeah, and that was a big boost to, it shows Shane Gibson and some of those other guys that played a little bit more of a role in that particular game that, yes, we can win with you on the floor, and that gives Shane Gibson and Payson Dials and Little the confidence to play against those top teams in the region and come out on the road with a victory.
Well, and we've got two teams here. We talked about a lot of the teams that mirror each other, but these two teams are very, very opposite and play really different. Perry Central going to be a little quicker transition up and down the floor, going to shoot a lot of threes. They don't have a whole lot of size inside. Knott County, very methodical, wants to keep the score down in the 40s, 50s. I was so impressed with Knott County Central's rebounding against Letcher Central. Letcher Central, a really big team. Right. And Knott County really looked great on the boards. And so Perry, it's going to be a big task for Perry on the rebounding tonight.
And, you expect them, they shoot 36% from the three-point range, and you expect at home for that to be a little bit higher anytime you play at home. And just interested to see. We haven't seen Coach Hoskins' team in a little bit. Just looking to see what kind of different changes and different things he has come up with, and in what role each one of those players are going to be playing.
Oh yeah, we had Perry twice early. Yeah, and it's been almost a month, really.
The hazard game.
Yeah, since we've had Perry. And, you kind of alluded to the fact earlier, Coach Hoskins' teams, this is, in every year, you have the naysayers the first 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, Perry's down. Oh, Perry's down. And then you're playing in the regional championship game. So, Coach Hoskins does an incredible job bringing his kids along at a pace that always seems to peak right at the end of February.
Well, and all pieces sometimes don't mesh together. And 5 minutes to go, Jim, and we're going to talk about the Tim Short Auto Group keys to the game. And let's first start off with Knott County Central. They were back out of the locker room. Let's talk about Knott County Central and the keys to the win here for them.
Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit. Coach Honeycutt, he prides himself and his team on team ball. Very prescriptive on the offensive end. They don't care a bit to pass the ball around 7, 8, 9, 10 times till they get that cutter that they want to get. Very, very aggressive defensively and hit the boards really hard. And I think for them to win tonight, one, they've got to be able to run Perry Central shooters off the three-point line. Two, they want to keep this thing from becoming a track meet. And three, they've got to control the glass.
Yeah, and Connor Napier had a really good game the other night at Knott Central. And everything, in Coach Honeycutt's offensive scheme, not necessarily does one person manipulate it. It's a matchup kind of thing for him. And in that case the other night, it was Connor Napier's time, and sometimes it'll be Michael Gibson, sometimes it'll be Chance Amberges, and of course with Little and Payson Dials even at certain times. But let's go to Perry County Central. What's the keys for them tonight?
Well, one, they're going to have to figure out some way. And, when you shoot the three-point shot, you don't get the traditional rebounds, but they've got to figure out how they're going to crash those boards hard. They're going to have to be really concise in their transition game. Now, we saw Knott County really score when the transition was available to them. So they've got to get back on defense quickly, and they've got to knock down those three-point shots. And then, we talked about this. They've got, we know that, he's improved as the seasons went on now that he's found his groove. Dalton Combs, he and Seth Caudill, probably two of the best shooters in the region. I can't imagine anyone that would argue that. So, Dalton Combs. But who is going to be that other scorer? Is it going to be Prater? Is it going to be Miller? Is it going to be Sumner? But somebody else besides Hacker and Combs have got to step up and get you 10, 12, 14 points.
And, I went back to the last game we did with Knott County Central with Letcher Central. If the game is played in the 50s, I think that's to the pace of Knott County Central. If it's 60s or more, it's to the pace of Perry Central. And that probably means they've knocked down some three-point shots. But, you mentioned it earlier. Long rebounds from Perry Central misses. And we saw what Knott Central did. They run out for that early transition, and if they don't have it, then they pull it back. But a lot of times the other night, they were behind the defense, and they got it to them.
Yep.
But, the overall scheme of things, and here we are, we're 1 month away from district tournament time.
And you can kind of start to feel it a little bit. The matchups are starting to roll around that we wanted to see all year. We've had a chance now to watch, a Breathitt team that's kind of really turned some heads that I also thought was going to be in a rebuilding phase.
Hazard picked up a big win over at Leslie County.
Yeah, so now things are starting to fall in place. And one thing, I don't know right now who are going to be the final two teams playing at the end of the thing. But I will say this, there are 5, 6 teams that could be there, and that's really great for our region.
Yeah, and Powell County's playing at Wolf County tonight. Interested to see how the second time they've played this year, how that will match up, and how Wolf County fits into that top 5 or 6 in the region. But with that being said, we're about a minute away before the national anthem and player introductions. Thank you for tuning in on the Bank of Hyman Game of the Week. David Adams and Brian Johnson on Heroes and Icons in the 13th region, and they'll be hollering at us, and we'll be hollering about the scores back and forth. And if you have any scores, if we get an opportunity to look at it, holler at us, and we do appreciate that greatly, Jim and I do. And, you still got time to get here if you're in the Hazard area. And if not, tune us in right here on Hometown 24. Our next game will be tomorrow night as well, the Jenkins Glory Road games. And Jim, Brian, and David will have those from Jenkins High School. And with the national anthem coming up, we'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll have the lineups for both clubs. So stay with us here on Hometown 24.
This is News 12.
Since 1985, Hometown 24 has been serving this community with local programming produced by local people.
Hornet's going to air it out. He's got a man out here. Linden caught it to 45.
Using the latest video technology to bring you the news, sports, and local events that matter to you.
First on your Hometown News tonight.
I'm Harold Mullins, and thanks for joining us.
40 years is a long time in Eastern Kentucky. Here's to 40 more.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
My name is Emily, and I'm from Laurel County. When I was searching for a college, I wanted to find a place that felt like home and where I could make a difference. The moment I stepped on Alice Lloyd's campus, I knew this was where I belonged. There's a sense of community here and a focus on serving others that you can't find at other colleges. For me, it wasn't just about continuing education. It was about being a part of something bigger. Apply now to find your home at alc.edu.
Hey, it's Kristen from Appalachian Wireless. We're local. We own the network, service the network, and guess what? We know our network. Saving money? We make that easy. Share and save by referring a friend. Switch today and save. Or do you just want to try us out? Try our free eSIM trial today. Deals on new phones with lots of ways to start saving. Your wallet will even thank us later. This isn't a new game for us. It's the long game for us, and we're here to make sure that you stay connected. Visit us in one of our many retail locations or online at AppalachianWireless.com. Because we are you, we're Appalachian Wireless.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Welcome back to the campus of Prairie County Central High School, John C. Combs Arena. Randy Napier Court as Knott County Central starters number 2. Senior center Jaden Hall, number 10. Senior guard Gavin Mosley, number 11. Senior forward Chance Ambergy. Number 23, senior forward Michael Gibson, and number 24, senior guard Connor Napier. And the Patriots 12-4, 6-1 in the region. RPI number 1, Jeff Honeycutt, the coach for the Patriots. Now for the home-standing Prairie County Central Commodores, 7-7 on the season, 5-1 in the region. RPI, a little bit where the wins haven't come, is 6th in the region, coached by Mr. Shannon Hoskins. Number 24, sophomore forward Nick Prater. Number 5, junior guard Jaden Hacker. Number 12, junior guard Landon Miller, who also led the group in prayer tonight. Did a nice job. Number 23, senior guard Mason Sumner. And number 2, senior guard Dalton Combs. Once again, Prairie County Central 7-7 on the season. Tonight's officials, Jim Cecil, Roger Fairchild, and Ralph Fugit.
So about ready to go, Manus. Just another one that, man, what an awesome night to sit and watch some basketball.
Yeah, you can't ask for any better than this. And thank you for tuning in here from the John C. Combs Arena.
Yeah, really good crowd tonight.
Yep. As I look around, there's still people coming in as Michael Gibson will step in to go against Nick Prater. Prater with a tip back to Dalton Combs. And here we go. Man, it looks man-to-man, all 5 out again, Jim, like they normally do. clears the side for Dalton Combs. A little bit of contact, but he puts it in.
And, we talked about earlier watching Perry Central. There's a quick turnover out there on the Patriots, but how much Dalton's improved his ability to drive to the basket. Last year, mostly a shooter from outside, but, put on a little bit of muscle. Going to translate well to the college game.
And Prater puts it in. He's fouled by Michael Gibson.
Going to have a chance for a three-point play here.
Prater 77%, and I'll echo that on Dalton. He's such an outstanding free throw shooter. You've got to take it in there to get those shots. You don't get many foul shots shooting threes or long distances. Prater knocks down in a quick 5-0 lead for the Perry Central Commodores. 2-2-1 by Perry Central. Skips it all the way across to Jaden Hall. Trying to push that pressure and get the game in that up and down competition we talked about. Mosley splits through and puts it in.
Yeah, nice screen by Hall to free him up right there. That's a tough matchup for Mosley on Combs.
And it's going to go off Prater, and it's going to be a turnover.
Mosley very quick and a good defender, but, I think giving up a lot of size with Combs out there in that matchup.
Perry Central elects to drop back into half-court man as you get the horn set here and looking to go against a particular matchup. No pressure on Hall as he kicks it to Michael Gibson. Good matchup there with Prater going against Gibson.
Yeah, they match up good height-wise, but Gibson a little bit more meat on his bones.
And that's a block by Prater as Gibson got the basketball to Hall, and he was unable to get it up. Prater with a block. Hacker, 15-footer good.
You're right back into this press.
Got a 3 against 2. Gibson elects not to take it. Goes in, and it's blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Prater, and Perry Central didn't say a whole lot about it.
No, I think it was a good call.
And Prater didn't say anything either. Gibson, 44% on the free throw line, will shoot 2. Thank you once again for joining us here on Hometown 24. Gibson makes the first. Second coming up. And it's good as well.
Now that free throw average is going to go up tremendously with that stroke.
Yeah. And we talked about that the last game that Michael played, that he's much better than that percent looks. And it's Miller, long shot misses. Rebound comes down to Ambergy. Looking to get something here on the open side, and Ambergy goes into the lane. Floater good, and it's going to be a moving under him, and the basket will count.
Yeah, and that's 2 on Prater. Prater by far the most height that the Perry Central Commodores have, and 2 quick fouls. He's going to be replaced by Miller.
And Ambergy with his 74% makes it, and so Prater with 5:46 to go will probably rest a pretty good amount of time.
And he races a lot of stuff in there. He's really a quick jumper, long arms, and defensively can create problems.
Combs 3 doesn't go. Rebound's going to go out of bounds and will go to Knott County Central. And pretty much with Perry Central, it's a positionless kind of offensive style, but when Miller comes in, you see him setting some good screens.
Yeah, he's a big, strong football.
Oh, yeah. Big man.
Yep.
We're tied at 7. Ambergy 3. Doesn't go. Rebound Mosley. Gibson 3. Good. And that's going to be a 30-second timeout by Coach Hoskins, and probably did not like the failure to get to the offensive or defensive boards, and the Knott Central, of course, going to the offensive boards.
Yeah, Knott County really good at that. They're really good at finding the ball, strong and aggressive. But, right now, what do you see, man? This is early on, but is there anything that's kind of standing out to you?
Pretty much what we're talking about and looked at prior to the game. And, I just think that a lot of times with Perry County Central, I know they want to get up and down the floor, but I know Coach Hoskins wants them to take good shots within the offense. And other people touch the basketball before you shoot a similar shot. And then, with Knott County Central, they're going to move it around as much as they can. And when you do that, you're more inclined to get offensive rebounds. If you miss. Sumner goes into Combs. Gibson trying to pick up the foul off the board. Doesn't go. Fight for the rebound, and it comes to Napier.
Yeah, this was a nice little pull-up from Combs. Just went way down and came back out.
Kind of getting Mosley down to the block area. Mosley with a catch and shoot. Good.
Yeah, nice shot from Mosley.
5 quick points for Gavin Mosley, and, we've said it ad nauseum that he is a very good catch and shoot player for Coach Honeycutt. Combs, 15-footer good.
When all 3 phases of the game are working for Dalton, he just becomes an incredibly tough defensive. It's just hard to play defense on him because he can take it to the rack. He can hit the jump shot.
Nice pass miss by Hall. Rebound comes to Miller. And Dalton is one of those 50, 40, 90 people that I said last year, and he rises up for 3, doesn't go. He's missed 2 shots that we thought were going in.
Yeah, both of them by the smallest of margin.
Mosley comes off, 15-footer, no, doesn't go. Ball is tipped, and it will stay with Knott County Central. Into the game comes Tyler Robinson for Landon Miller. Of course, a big part of Coach Hoskins' rotation is Tyler Robinson, the junior.
Yeah, very solid player.
Napier goes backdoor, trying to relieve the pressure going from one pass away. Nice job by Hacker, but Napier slides through up and under, loses control of it, and it'll be Perry Central basketball.
Yeah, it's a great move, but I don't know if the ball just came out of his hand or.
(13-9) as we are at the 3:24 mark. Thank you for tuning in, Ryan Farmer and Leslie County, Tim Eldridge. Harold Combs, coach of the Panthers, as Hacker puts it in, and that's going to give him 4.
Well, from the first game of the season, we saw Hacker really forcing, he would force some shots. Now he's definitely playing within the framework of the offense.
Floater doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Miller. And I think that's what Miller gives the Commodores.
Yeah, big body in the middle.
Sumner with a basketball. Hacker, 18-footer good.
Yeah, he's feeling it right now. That's his 6th point.
Yes, it is, and I just think he's more ready to do the things that Coach Hoskins, and it takes a while when you have not played in the program for a while. And it's going to be a jump basketball, and it will stay with Knott County Central. And Shane Gibson will come in, and he's going to be coming in for Jaden Hall once again. Shane played a whale of a game the other night against Letcher Central.
Yeah, and the thing that impressed me the most about it was those 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
Hit the offensive glass really hard and made a difference.
So we are tied at 13 apiece here. Ambergy taking his time. Gibson with a basketball into the lane against Sumner, and Sumner's going to foul him, and that will send him to the line. First one on Mason. Gibson will go to the line where he's made 2 already.
And it looks like, kind of Knott County's game plan right now to find that mismatch.
Yeah.
Drive to the paint.
And looks like Drew Little will come into the basketball game, and Gavin Mosley will take a break. Knott County goes on top for the first time in a while, and that's going to be the 4th in a row for Michael Gibson.
Michael got 7 early points.
Backside screen for Sumner. Sumner's got an avenue, gives it up to Minio.
Oh, it climbs over the rim down. Great pass from Sumner to Miller.
And that was great, opening up the open side to give that give and go for Miller, and he had enough on it for it to go down, and Miller in the scoring column. Gibson thought about it for a second, elects to go in. He is fouled by Miller, and that's going to be Josh Miller's first. And once again, Michael Gibson will go to the line.
Yeah, and Gibson's strength, he gets in there and can finish. May not make it, but he's going to draw the foul. He doesn't avoid contact, does he, Mr. Blair?
No, he sure doesn't, and that's 5 in a row as Tegan Couch will come in and Miller will go out. Tegan, a sophomore for Coach Hoskins. Second one up, and he backed up. David Adams would have been talking about that one. Got to stay on that line, and there's going to be a foul, and that foul was on
Shane Gibson.
That was it on Shane? Yes, it was. Thank you. And that's his first. 16-15, Knott County Central. Goes backdoor, but Michael Gibson able to knock it away.
Boy, really opening up the middle of the floor for the drive right here.
Hacker doing a nice job coming off the top of that screen, fighting through it rather than going under it. Knott Central being patient out front. Napier rises up for the three, doesn't go. Long rebound, fought for. Couches has it. And there's going to be a foul call on Chance Amberg. That'll be his first, team's third.
Well, Perry doing a really good job on the glass, just using their body for position.
And that we've said it and we'll say it again. When you play man-to-man and you got responsibility for blocking someone out, it's a lot easier than in a zone or if you're moving or switching.
Yeah.
And Perry Central doesn't switch on every single screen or movement. Robinson rises up, 3, good.
That's a nice shot coming off that screen.
5 Commodores in the scoring column. Amberg brings it back across, and they'll reset with 10 seconds to go in this first quarter. 18-16 Perry Central. Gibson goes in, puts it up, and he puts it in.
And I guess Gibson having a week off. He's fresh and rested because he is putting on a show.
And we'll end 18-18 after 1. Stay with us. We'll have the second quarter. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
Come right to the source and get the region's best basketball coverage. HT24 puts you right in the middle of the action, and it's free to watch on Facebook. Watch the state's most exciting basketball right here with HT24. For over a century, Bank of Heinemann has proudly served Knott County and the surrounding communities. They're your hometown bank, built on trust, service, and a commitment to their neighbors. With online banking, bill pay, and mobile deposit, they blend today's convenience with the personal service you've always known. Visit them on the Hyman Bypass or at the Holly Hills Shopping Center. Bank of Hyman, where tradition and trust still matter.
Welcome back to the campus of Perry County Central, the Bank of Hyman game of the week, 18-18. We've really not solved anything, but yes, we have. We've seen that Michael Gibson is active on the offensive end, and of course, 2 fouls on Prater, which it causes Coach Hoskins to have to play somebody in a different position. We'll see who that person is for Prater, and when will he get him back in, if at all, in the first half. Combs goes in, has knocked away by Ambergy.
Yeah, nice defensive play to strip him because that was an easy 2.
Napier comes back to get the basketball.
See if any adjustments been made here to keep Gibson out of the lane.
Landon Miller back in the basketball game for Perry County Central. Ambergy with Robinson. Robinson, one of the better defenders for Perry County Central. Ambergy rises up for the long three. Doesn't go, but there is Little with it. Puts it back up, misses it. Fight for the rebound, and Couch is going to come out of there with it. And there's going to be a foul, and that's going to be on Michael Gibson, and that's going to be Michael Gibson's second foul. Let's see if Coach Honeycutt decides to keep him, or quickly off the bench will come Payson Dials, and didn't get in time. Do you go right at Michael right here? He's guarding Couch.
You know, the thing that's really struck me is how aggressive Perry Central's crashing the boards right now.
Sumner puts it in.
And he did exactly what you said. It's like you know something about basketball, Blair.
Occasionally I do. Split's got a 3 against 2 angle by Gibson, and he's going to be fouled by Mason Sumner, and that's going to be Mason's second.
Well, you know, it's such a concerted effort by Knott Central. Every chance they get, they're attacking the basket, forcing Perry Central into a lot of fouls early on.
And Dials will come in for Gibson, and Miller comes in, and then there's a screen and put in by Shane Gibson. And I believe that foul was on Miller, and if it is, that's going to be his second foul. So 3 Commodores with 2 fouls. Shane Gibson to the line where he's 4 for 6 from the free throw line this season. And Gibson will rattle it, doesn't go. Miller with the rebound. See that Jaden Hacker has come off the bench and waiting to check in. Robinson with the basketball, being hounded by Little.
Yeah, very, very good defense by the Patriots right now.
Couch goes in, gives it back to Miller. Coach Hoskins with a new call, and let's see what they've got going on here. Combs into the lane, slips a little bit. 16-footer doesn't go. Rebounds fought for. Miller rips it out of there.
Nice
Robinson
pass.
to Couch, misses it. Rebound comes to Landon Miller. Floater goes. First basket for Miller, 2-2-1 quickly. Got a 2 against 1. Dials, no. Rebound way up with 2 hands, Couch. Landon Miller gives it back. Couch thought about it for a second, goes into the lane, bumped, and it's going to be a foul on Little.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Perry Central, and I wouldn't have thought this, but kind of winning the board wars right now, offensive and defensive glass.
But sometimes that's what effort gets you.
Oh, yes.
Tegan Couch, 4 or 5 from the free throw line on the year. Makes the first, his first point.
Yeah, good-looking shot from Couch.
And everybody that's played for Perry County Central is in the scoring column as Hacker will come in, and Miller will go to the bench with those 2 fouls. Second one is good as well.
Perry Central stretched lead out to 4 right now with 5:28 left in the half.
Nice fake by Dials, but knocked away by Robinson. Got a 3-on-2. Combs in the middle. Goes in, spins back, and he is knocked away. The ball was knocked away on the backside. 2-on-1 going the other way. Ambergy goes up, floater goes in. 5 for Chance Ambergy. Robinson pressure with Combs. 3 doesn't go. Just a little bit off tonight.
Yeah, it just in his.
And that's going to be a blocking foul on Robinson. That's going to be his first.
Now, Perry Central really getting after it on the defensive end right now, man. And, you know, you say you're in a 2-point lead, and Dalton Combs not really on his A game from outside right now, and you know how that can change.
Miss 4 in a row and make the next 4.
Yeah. So Coach Oscar's got to be pleased right now with the offensive output of his team.
Shane Gibson with the basketball had. Dials for just a second. That's going to be a double dribble is going to be called. Turnover, Knott County Central.
Yeah, very, which, I mean, a lot of it's the pressure defense of Perry Central, but Knott County turned the ball over several times already this game.
Miller to Hacker into the lane, floater good.
Nice play by Hacker.
Give him 8. 2-2-1 right back after the mate. Down the sideline to Connor Napier, 3 against 2, and he'll back it back out. Didn't have it for there. Dials had a second momentary.
Nice take.
Good.
Yeah, Payson Dials, and it all came with, he showed a little triple threat out there at the three-point line. And when the defender attacked, he put it on the floor and went in for a layup.
All back in the basketball game as Shane Gibson will take a break. Miller on the sideline over there, turnover to the Commodores. We're under 4 now. Prairie Central up by 2.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a moving screen on Jaden Hall.
And just threw his arm out just a little bit right there.
For those that watched our game last night, it was Brian Johnson talking about that foul. It's sad, but then you do that extra little lean and right in front of the official, and that's going to be called every time.
Yeah, you're pretty visible on that high ball screen.
And going through the screen, looks like that's going to be on Connor Napier. And that's going to be his first. And that's the team's 4th. So from this point on, Prairie Central will be shooting the double bonus. Combs, long 3, good.
Oh, no. Dalton Combs that time well behind the three-point line and has a chance for the 4-point play.
And I believe that foul was on Dials, if I'm not mistaken. Dalton Combs, 86%, knocks it down. Give him 8. He must have hurt us.
Yeah.
And that foul was on Jaden Hall. It was on Dials. And Little with a bucket.
Didn't look like a freshman take right there.
And he loves to go to his left. Combs goes in, and he puts it in, and he'll go to the line again.
Like I say, you could tell he's really worked hard in the weight room in the off season, and it really shows on those drives through the contact to make the 3-point play.
Mosley will come in for Dials, who picked up that second one just then. Combs quickly shutting us up.
Yep.
He's got 10. Comes up short on that one. And that's going to be a foul, looks like, on Miller on the back slap. And Landon Miller will pick up his first. And that's the 4th team foul on Prairie Central. So both teams with 3:10 left will be shooting the double bonus. Mosley into the lane, backs it out.
Knott County going on quite the dry spell.
Fake by Hall, nice fake, and he puts it in. And I know how many times you've said that young man is more offensive-minded, and that a nice job with the ball fake. Combs up.
Oh, my goodness.
Another 3. So that's 3 in a row. Can it be 4 in a row, like I said a minute ago?
We'll start calling you Manus the Prophet.
Yeah. Little goes in, floater. Oh, doesn't go. Rebound comes down the couch, but he tries to dribble it. Little steals the basketball. Long 3, Napier, good.
Well, Napier early in the year really struggled to find his stroke, and against Letcher Central the other night, he found it. It stuck with him.
And Coach Honeycutt comes up with a full timeout. We'll take a timeout, too, on Hometown 24.
No one likes an uninvited guest, especially when that guest is a potentially dangerous pest. So call Bluegrass Pest Management and let the pros take care of your problem. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, providing much-needed jobs to local people. With 3 locations in Hazard, London, and Hindman, they treat rats, mice, roaches, bed bugs, termites, and many more. Open Monday through Friday and now servicing all of Kentucky. Say goodbye to your uninvited guests today. Call Bluegrass Pest Management.
Welcome back to the Bank of Hyman Game of the Week. Coach Honeycutt with a timeout. Prairie Central up 35-31. And off the air, we were just talking about that everybody that has played for both teams has scored.
And both teams played 8 players minimally, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So very impressive. And that's just a reflection on both of these coaches. They run an offense that is not predicated for one person to take all the shots, and in the unselfishness of the teammates.
David Ritchie and Earl Stevens down in Jackson tuning in. Sherry Jones, Thelma Ritchie, Lacey Collier-Ison, Coach Matthew Taylor, Paige Boland, Melinda Whitaker, Brian Roark, and Joan Watts. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and thank everybody for tuning in as we go back to action.
I'm going to give a shout out to the small power forward Scarlett Stamper tuning in tonight.
Oh.
You know, we love you, Scarlett.
Backside, step up, Miller comes up short, rebound, Connor Napier. Good move by Miller.
Great look at the basket, just couldn't follow through and finish.
Connor Napier to the middle of the lane, 14-footer, doesn't go, rebound Hacker. Didn't see who stepped up. I think that was Robinson stepped up to get a hand up, and Hacker is fouled on his 15-footer by Connor Napier.
Yeah, he caught one right on the bridge of the nose right there.
And that's going to be Connor's second foul with 1:40 to go. And Hacker will go to the line for the first time, where he is a 57% free throw shooter. First one is good. He has 9. Dials will come in for Napier, who has those 2 fouls. Second one coming. Comes up short. Rebound, Ambergy.
Commodore still in that man-to-man.
Gives it up to Mosley. Mosley, and like I said, Robinson, one of the better defenders. But there was Mosley said, here I go, and misses it. Tip out, and it's going to be Couch comes up with it. Robinson with the basketball. Backdoor Combs nice. Puts it in.
Guys, Dalton Combs has put on a clinic the last 4 minutes of this game.
11 in the quarter, 15 total. I'm sure his granny that's watching is really excited about that. And Commodore stretch it out to 7. Ambergy puts it in.
Yeah, nice ball fake, head fake by Ambergy to get Combs in the air and go in and finish.
Give Ambergy 7. Robinson 3. Comes up short, rebound, foul 4, and Hacker comes out of the group with an offensive rebound. Gives it back to Hacker, turns, pivots, puts it up, and it goes in. Give Hacker double figures with 11.
Yeah, Hacker really playing solid right now.
Best offensive game I've seen in the games that we have done.
Yes. Well, everything's under control, man.
Yep. Yeah, he's not forcing anything.
No.
Going to probably go for one here as the clock goes down to 10 seconds. 40-33 Prairie Central. Ambergy goes into the lane, up with a shot. It doesn't go. Hall with it, puts it up at the horn, and it will not go. And that will end the first half. 40 Prairie County Central, 33 Knott County Central. And when we come back, we'll have the Double Quick halftime show. So stay with us on Hometown 24.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
TVS has made a commitment to bringing you the best channel lineups and most diverse video packages available. We are proud to introduce Broadband TV, our newest and most affordable video package yet. 48 of the most watched channels we offer, some new channels only available with this package, and over 300 of the best free ad-supported channels available, all for only $29.95.
Hi, I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources and expertise to go head-to-head with big insurance. While most of our cases get resolved without going to court, trust me, they know if the attorney you choose will take it this far. Either way, our clients get paid. So for all your legal needs, get the pros on your side.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
Brought to you by Double Quick, Key Chicago Bankruptcy Express, Hometown Pharmacy in Hazard, Mountain Health Alliance, TPBT Bancorp, Primary Care Centers, Kentucky Farm Bureau Whitesburg, and Heidi Hoffensberger Law.
Home sweet home. At First Federal Savings and Loan of Hazard, we've been providing our friends and neighbors the sweet dream of homeownership since 1960. We're proud to support the community we work and live in. That's why we take so much pride in providing competitive rates, low closing costs, and quick turnaround by local decision makers. Investing and growing our community is what we do. At First Federal Savings and Loan of Hazard, we believe that there's no place like our home. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Lost it all. They'll take the gun. Not afraid to start. I might live in a hole. Some folks think that I say so wrong. I can take a shot. Life gets hard. I'm alive. I Perry County strong. I'm alive. I Perry County strong.
Welcome back to the Double Quick halftime show. 40-33 Perry County Central over Knott County Central. Real quickly go over the stats before we do some other things. Knott County Central first. Drew Little with 2. Jaden Hall with 2. Mosley with 5, Chance Ambergy 7, Dials with 2, Shane Gibson with 2, Michael Gibson with 10 before picking up those 2 fouls after the 10 points. Connor Napier with 3, he has 2 fouls, along with Dials has 2 fouls. By quarter, Knott County Central had 18 in the first quarter, second quarter had 15 for a total of 33 for Perry County Central. Tyler Robinson with a 3, Dalton Combs with 15. Josh Miller with 2, Jaden Hacker with 11, Landon Miller with 2, Couch with 2, Sumner with 2, Prater with 3. By quarter, 18 in the first quarter, 22 in the second quarter for a total of 40. So that brings us to the 40-33 score here at halftime. And Jim, thinking it's being played at the pace that Perry County Central likes.
Yeah, and you talked about that pregame is Knott County keep the score down into the 50s. Right now on pace to an 80-70 game. you know, the first thing that is really, and I've kind of made mention to it several times, the first thing that struck me is Perry Central's ability to hit the board so well. Knott County completely dominated the last couple of games we watched on the glass, and Perry Central really making a concerted effort to get those second chance shots and to make sure that Knott County's limited to one shot.
And, you know, you go through and look at in the ability for Perry Central in the second quarter to get to the foul line by taking it off the dribble and going right at the defender and getting the foul calls. A big aspect of their offense, and if Dalton Combs can do that and get to the line as well, it just makes for a big-time problem for Coach Honeycutt and the Patriots. But the big problem was Michael Gibson picking up those 2 fouls after getting off to such a wonderful start with 10 points there, and kind of got away from a few things and look for them to go back to Michael a little bit here. And, of course, probably some of the things that Coach Hoskins were talking about at halftime was how do we stop that lane drive once the ball is being rotated or a screen up above the foul line at the 3-point line.
Well, you know, in the first quarter, Knott County is so good at attacking the basket, mainly led by Gibson with those 10 points. And I think all 10 were in the first quarter.
Yes, it was.
But in the second quarter, it was kind of like a change. Perry Central starts to attack the basket. A lot of that with Hacker, the ability to get in and hit the mid-range jumper and to finish at the goal. So right now, I'm anxious to see on both sides how they correct that. You know, for one, you've got to have somebody in Dalton Combs. And, you know, even when he's in his face, he's still going to get points. But you can't give him open looks. Secondly, you know, Knott Central going to have to find a way to get after it on the boards. That's their strong suit. That's what they do. But right now, it's not really working for Coach Honeycutt's team.
Yeah, and I just think you're going to see a little bit more of a patient offense when it comes to their side. And with Perry Central, I've still crashed the boards, a little bit of foul trouble for them, as well as the Patriots with Miller picked up those, Josh Miller, not Landon Miller. Josh Miller had 2, Mason Sumner with 2. And, you know, Prater went out really early with those 2 fouls, so I'm sure he's ready to go for Coach Hoskins.
Well, you know, Prater had a couple of quick blocks early on in the game and scored, I guess, maybe the first bucket of the game might have been Prater, but then quickly picked up a couple of fouls and is set over there. And he makes such a difference, maybe not offensively, but he can negate those drives to the paint.
Or mistakes.
Yes.
You know,
much like what we say Samara Bailey does at Knott Central.
Right.
You get past the first guy, beat your man, and then you've got, you know, those long arms looking at you.
And that's going to be the Double Quick halftime show, and we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll have the second half. So stay with us here on Hometown 24.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
Tucked deep within the rolling hills and ancient ridgelines of the Appalachian Mountains, Eastern Kentucky is a place where heritage runs deep and community runs deeper. Known for its coal mining legacy, bluegrass traditions, and fiercely proud people, this region tells a story of resilience, creativity, and quiet beauty. I'm going to take you along with me as I visit some different counties of Eastern Kentucky and explore what all this amazing region has to offer. Hi, I'm Rebecca McCauley, and this is Bluegrass and Backroads.
New year, new tech. Start 2026 connected with the latest devices from Appalachian Wireless. Upgrade to the powerful new iPhone 17 or the sleek iPhone 17 Air. Get more done with iPad A16 or stay connected with Apple Watch Series 11 or Ultra 3. And for the kiddos, the Explorer X6 Play, the smartwatch made just for kids. New year, new devices, and the service you trust. Right here at Appalachian Wireless. Visit us today at one of our many retail locations or online at AppalachianWireless.com. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back to the campus of Perry County Central, John C. Combs Arena. Many a good basketball game has been played here over the years, and of Coach Randy Napier Court, and of course Coach Napier with a lot of different people that he has coached and had an influence on at Perry County Central and MC Napier High Schools. So as we go back to action, we'll see.
Your original starting five back out here.
It looks like it as I go back and looking at it. And Knott County Central will inbound it, and we're ready to go to action. And quickly, something designed at halftime looked like by Coach Honeycutt. They'll reset. Looked like they were trying to go to Ambergy down on the low block area. Hacker going against Napier. Gibson. That's where Prater picked up those fouls on those drives, and Sumner's going to pick up a foul, and that's going to be quickly his third foul, and Coach Hoskins is beating himself after that. So he's going to have to make a decision with Mason, and right now he's going to elect to keep him in the basketball game. Kick out to Michael Gibson. Mosley, long three. It's going to be long. Rebound, Hacker.
Yeah, once again, able to get that rebound.
In and out dribble. Hacker puts it in. Hacker with 13.
Yeah, when he plays like this, it's a totally different Perry Central team.
Long throw down here to Connor Napier. Thought about it. Pushes that lead out to 9 for the Commodores. Gives it up to Jaden Hall. He turns, pivots to his strong side, right hand. Misses it, and it's going to be a tie-up, and the basketball will go to Perry County Central.
And, just another example, limited to one touch, one shot, and Perry's going the other way with it.
And Couch will take Sumner out with those 3 fouls. And
Sumner took a good shot there.
Yep.
He's I don't know if it was to the mouth or what there on that scramble. Tough kid.
Combs trying to go against Mosley. Mosley, an outstanding defender. Couch long three, and it's going to be off. Rebound comes down to Ambergy. Pushing the basketball up to Connor Napier. 3 doesn't go. Rebound Mosley. Long rebound goes to Knott County Central. Got to have some of those on the misses.
Yep. Now they've got Ambergy established that on the post with Combs.
Going to clear it out to see if anyone digs. Nobody digs. Ambergy, nice move, and puts it in.
Yeah, he's a tough one to deal with down there when he gets the ball one-on-one in the paint. Just so strong.
Give him 9, and nobody elected to dig down, and we'll probably see that again, Jim.
Yep.
Combs with a drive, puts it in. 17 for Combs. Basketball to Mosley, goes in, gives it up to Hall. Pump fakes, puts it up, puts it in.
Yeah, great pass from Mosley. And, Hall, hip fake. Gets everybody in the air and goes up and puts one in from 2 foot away.
And a smart play. And a block by Napier on Miller. And Miller's going to pick up the foul.
That's
right
3
there.
on him, correct?
2. And once again, going back to Mosley, you ran the 2-on-1 perfectly, and then Prater, was coming to block his shot, gave it up to Hall, and then Hall was patient and put it in.
Yeah, that time you see Coach Honeycutt hold his hand up. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's run the offense.
Hall pump fakes, goes into the lane, turns, pivots, goes to his strong side, misses it, but there's Ambergy, and Ambergy will put it in. Give him double figures with 11.
Yeah.
And draws within 5 with that made bucket.
And that's 2 times in a row that Knott County able to get the second, a shot at the basket due to offensive rebounding.
Right. And pretty sure that would be an emphasis by Coach Honeycutt at halftime. Prater slashes through, goes up with the jumper, misses it. Rebound comes to Hall. Ambergy looking up the floor, nobody on him. He goes straight at Combs. Combs able to stop him. Napier 3, and it's going to be long. Rebound comes down to the Couch, and Couch has done a good job rebounding the basketball.
He has. He's got good length and is really getting in there.
Hacker slim. Oh, he misses it. Mosley with it, got a 5 against 4 down the sideline to Ambergy. Ambergy's going to back Combs down, goes up, puts it in.
Yeah, nice take by Ambergy.
6 in this quarter, and Coach Hoskins calls a 30-second timeout. And
so, Manus, what if you saw that Knott came out and did differently than they did in the second quarter?
Well, I think, just crashing the boards for one. Yeah. You got to make some shots too. And nothing any more differently than what they did in the first half. They've drawn now within that 3. I think they've been a little bit more patient with the basketball. And Perry Central, I think it's been a concerted effort to go to Ambergy down low, going against Combs. Combs is an outstanding defender, as we've seen the last 3 years.
Yeah, Ambergy's so good at finishing around the basket. And without a double team, there's not a lot you're going to do against him. He uses his body so well.
And you say that, and, that may be the reason for the timeout, that Coach Hoskins sees that and says we're going to double down, or we're going to front him, and then we play someone on the backside. And at the 4-minute mark, 44-41, as we get off the timeout of Coach Hoskins, Hacker with a 15-footer comes up short, rebound by Ambergy. And I also see Chance Ambergy taking over the basketball.
And, even on the rebound, you see him he's absolutely going to war in there.
And Ambergy will bring it up, and that foul was called on Tegan Couch, and that's his first. Goes into Hall. Hall is a fake, gives it back out to Mosley, and it may be a concerted effort just to go inside, not necessarily to Ambergy. Hall with a crossover, gives it back, turns back to his strong side, and there's Ambergy. Ambergy puts it up, puts it in.
Yeah, Ambergy really decided to put his helmet on and go to work in there.
We've got 15 now as Knott County Central draws within 1, 44-43. Combs to the baseline, and it's going to be a foul, and might have got away with one, and then he didn't get away with a second one. Connor Napier will pick up the foul, and that's going to be Connor's third foul. Combs 3 doesn't go. Prater way up, and it will go in.
Yeah, Mosley's given up 2 feet.
Yeah.
Pretty much right there, 1.5 feet on the height. Had good position, but Prater just skied up, got the rebound, then went back up and drew the foul.
And that's Mosley's first, but not much Mosley can do. And speaking from our small guys of society, I understand that. And Prater knocks it down, give him 6 now. Much needed by Coach Hoskins and the Commodores. Ambergy goes into the lane, kicker to Mosley. Thought about it for just a second. Prater closed out quickly. Ambergy with a fake, steps in, slides through. It bounces, and I think we're going to have a basket interference as someone pulled the net, and going to see who pulled the net.
I couldn't see it.
I could not tell, and so official Fairchild checks with both of his partners, and let's see what they're going to call, if anything. And we're waiting, and we're going to look. And you can ask the timekeeper if they saw anything.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I learn something every day, Mr. Blair.
And they're going to say there was no basket interference, and therefore the
possession arrow was to Perry Central. Is that how it worked?
No. I think when the whistle was blown, Perry Central had the rebound, and they inbounded it to Perry Central. Goes in, knocked away from Miller. Nice job by Mosley, and he will get the basketball.
Pickpocket right there, quick hands, able to poke it out of there, then regain it.
And Hacker's going to pick up his first. One thing about the little man society is, too, you come in there and you bring it down, and we're going to steal it, and that's what Mosley did. Robinson will come in for Landon Miller. overload one side.
So you see this time, they sag down.
And that's going to be a foul call as Hall made an aggressive move after he brought it through.
Well, Hall's really made a real effort here in the third quarter to attack the basket. That's like the fourth time that he's went in aggressively to the goal.
And that was on, foul was on Couch, and he'll pick up his second. And Jaden 1 for 4 on the season from the free throw line. That kind of jumps out at me and misses the first.
As Miller checks in for Couch.
2:07 to go in the third quarter. Second one is long as well. Miller with the rebound. Hacker steps through, knocked away, and almost garnered. Oh, and it will be Knott County Central. I think
they're going to overturn this one.
Yeah, I think it will be overturned, and they will. Nice job by the officials. 2 times that they've done that, and that's what they're a team.
Well, it was really interesting. On the first whistle, the Prairie Central fans reacted really negative, and then when they changed it, the Knott fans did.
Combs 3 doesn't go. Hall rebound. You're exactly right. 50. It always happens in a game. We enjoy that, especially as commentators.
That's much better, yes.
Yeah. Napier will back it up here, and Coach Honeycutt with a call here, and they'll rearrange their offense, and it'll be a 1-4, and it's the old flex cut coming. Goes into Ambergy, knocked away, and it will be tied up, I believe. And it will stay with Knott County Central.
Yeah, several of the fans letting the officials know their innermost.
If Brian Johnson was here, he'd say on that call, the other team would be saying good call, and the ones on this side said that's a terrible call.
Yeah.
1:26 to go. Prairie Central up by 4. Knott Central to inbound on the sideline. Comes into Mosley. Gibson yet to get in the scoring column here in the third quarter. I'm sure it's coming. He goes into the lane, goes up, and puts it in.
Yeah, you called it right there, and nice strong move.
Got the kind roll there, and he's got 12 now as they will move within 2. Prater straight up, misses it. Rebound comes down to Mosley.
And in the third quarter, opposite of the first and second, Knott County really controlling the boards and the tempo.
And the coaching staff wanting Gibson to come get the basketball. Gibson goes into lane, kicker to Mosley. Ambergy steps through, and he's going to get called for steps. Thought that was a pretty good call.
Yep.
Now, of course, I'm the other 50% right now. Here we go, 30 seconds remaining. Prairie Central up by 2, and they've got the arrow to start the fourth quarter if they hold it for one shot here.
Yeah, the pace of the game definitely slowed down here in the third quarter.
And more to the liking, of course, of Knott County Central. Hacker thought about it, but it's 8 seconds. Got to run now with it. Here's the high post screen for Hacker. Turns and pivots. Got to get it off. He does, and he puts it down. And that will end the third quarter, 49-44, Prairie Central. And in the words of David Adams, we got a dandy. So stay with us on Hometown 24.
If you're looking for a convenient pharmacy location with a friendly, caring staff, look no further than Heinemann Pharmacy, located inside the new Heinemann Primary Care Center. Our pharmacy is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6:30, but always stays open until the last patient is seen. Whether you need to pick up your refills in our drive-thru, need a flavored medicine for your little ones, or something to feel better after a visit to the clinic, the Heinemann Pharmacy inside Primary Care has got you covered. Located at 425 Heinemann Bypass. Call the Heinemann Pharmacy at 785-0513.
My name is Isabella, and I am from Madison County, Kentucky. Instead of choosing a larger university, I chose to attend Alice Lloyd College because I wanted a more personal college experience. The small class sizes provide a close relationship between students and professor that isn't possible at any other university. ALC is more than a place to learn, it is a place to grow, serve, and lead. Learn more at alc.edu.
Welcome back to the Bank of Hyman Hometown 24 Game of the Week. Thank you for tuning in. Magnus Blair with Jim McCauley. And like we said off the air, 12-9 Knott County Central in that third quarter. More playing and you see real quickly coming out a defensive change by Coach Honeycutt.
Yeah, and they play that 2-3 zone really well, so it makes you see how Prairie Central attacks it.
And for the first time tonight.
Yes, because they went to it earlier against Hazard and Letcher Central. But, you know, with the zone here, you know, Dalton Combs, Hacker, both really good at that mid-range jumper in the soft spot, so I'm anxious to see how much attention they get.
And Mason Sumner off to the upside. The athleticism of Nick Prater, give him 8.
Well, and, you know, I think even in that 2-3 zone, they're playing it up a little higher, and that allowed Prater to get that baseline open look.
Ambergy goes into the lane off the board, misses it, but there's Gibson up and puts it in.
Yeah, second half offensive rebounding been huge for the Knott Central Patriots.
And just like it was for Prairie Central in the first half. 51-47 goes into Hacker at the high post, kicker to Robinson. And, you know, you got to look for Sumner, too, out of this 2-3. Nice cut, misses it, does Robinson, fought for it, and Robinson will get his own rebound.
Yeah, Prater able to poke that through right there.
And Hacker making a quick move, and Robinson finding him in the soft zone. And Ambergy, I think, is going to pick up his second foul. And that will send Hacker to the line where he is 1 or 2 so far. 15 points on the night, averages 11 points for Coach Hoskins. And that one will not go. Shane Gibson will come in for a haul for Knott County Central.
Yeah, Hacker's just been such a difference maker for the Commodores tonight.
Second one up. It's off, and it will go out of bounds. It'll be Knott County Central basketball.
So Prairie Central still in that man-to-man, looks like.
Not putting as much 2-2-1 pressure after the foul trouble that they got into in the first half. Napier comes up the shoot, did not take the shot. Gibson turns, pivots, up, point-blank range, and puts
Gibson
it in.
Just so strong right there. Kept that pivot foot down, spun around, and made some space for himself to, well, how many points, 14?
16.
16.
Knott Central stays with the zone. Prater on the short corner, diagonal pass all the way to Sumner.
You're really extending that zone way out.
Skilled pass for Hacker, strong drive, and puts it in.
Boy, Hacker having a well of a ball game, Manus.
17 for Jaden. He is a slasher.
Yeah.
Gibson thought about it, pump fake. Mosley, 3, bang.
Yeah, had a chance to set his feet and square up on it. Prairie Central's going to take a quick timeout right here, full timeout.
And that takes Knott County, or puts Knott County within 1, and we'll take a timeout with Coach Hoskins, so stay with us on Hometown 24.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with a click of a button at timshortautogroup.com. Visit us online and join the thousands of customers that took the short drive to satisfaction today.
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic, offering medical, dental, pediatrics, chiropractic, behavioral health, women's health, rheumatology, mat program, x-ray, and transportation. Little Flower Clinic Rheumatology, Dr. Travis Sizemore and Brianna Cornitz, treating autoimmune disorders such as lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, and more. 487-9505. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, your medical home in the mountains.
Welcome back with after the timeout, 5:39 left in the game. Perry County Central up 53-52, and with the timeout, Miller comes into the basketball game, and I think that is more so on the defensive end to go against either
to stop that drive to the block.
And I think he's going to either be guarding Ambergy or Gibson for that purpose. And Knott County comes out of that zone after the timeout for obvious reasons, because you want to change it up, and you may just be at one time. Brian Johnson mentioned that the other night when we were doing the game.
Just enough that you've made a play up on the side of the timeout.
Yep. Combs into the lane against Ambergy, turns back, comes up short, rebound Ambergy. Back tilt by Hacker, knocks it away. And then Ambergy out in front, and he's going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play on both sides, but Ambergy a little more contact.
And Chance Ambergy never said a word.
No.
So.
But you notice, we've watched a lot of this, the good players don't.
Yep. Well, you don't show up in a fish.
That's right.
There goes Hacker. Hacker off the board, misses it. Nice rebound, Ambergy. Connor Napier briefly behind the defense. Nobody picks up the basketball, gives it up.
He about lost his balance there.
Shane Gibson was right there, thankfully. And Shane is going to be called for steps, turnover Knott County Central.
Yeah, that was a possession they like to have over.
Chance unable to get his feet under him. I think he was going up, but then when he couldn't throw it up, and Shane Gibson was there for the outlet pass. There goes Miller off the board, puts it in. Josh Miller with his 4th point.
You know, we only saw him play sparingly in the first 2 games, and he's played a lot tonight.
Kind of said, get a little bit of that football rust off, and you've been there and done that coaching football, and going into the basketball season just takes a while for that adjustment to occur. Napier going against Hacker, and Hacker's going to be called for the foul, and that's going to be Jaden's 2nd.
Yeah, just a little too handsy up top.
And he got up out of his tailgate.
Yep.
So sometimes when that happens, you're not in a good guarding position, you do that. Gibson trying to get Sumner. Sumner staying down on defense. Yeah. That's a sign of experience.
And Sumner's strong enough, too, to hold his position.
Bodied him up a little bit. Without his hands, he did it with his body. Gibson thought about it, gives it up to Mosley. Robinson quickly, after that 3 made by Mosley, went out and made sure that he didn't get it off. New call by Coach Honeycutt as Ambergy will come through. Got the high post screen by Gibson, and man, was that a tough screen. Oh, and it's knocked away, and it will be turnover Knott County Central.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from here. It looked like the ball was poked out, but, for our angle, we kind of covered.
Could have been off hip or anything. Yeah, from this distance, I will not make that call.
Big possession here for Perry Central.
Comes off the screen, Hacker with a 3, good!
And
man, 20 for Hacker. That extends the lead out to 6. Gibson with a basketball, turns, pivots, goes up, doesn't go, but there's Ambergy to get the rebound, and there's going to be a foul call. And that foul call is going to be on Robinson, and that's going to be his 2nd. Landon Miller and Prater will come in. Robinson and Miller, who gave some good minutes for Coach Hoskins, goes out.
Knott County not really been into the bench much in the second half.
No, and Prairie Central back to their starting 5 here in the last 2.5 minutes. Mosley goes in, misses it. Gibson goes way up, but Sumner takes it away. Hacker in the middle of the floor gives it up to Prater. Opposite side, puts it in, and that stretches it out to 8.
And, you know, Prater being so good at scoring and comes down that time and drops a dime to Prater.
Prater in double figures now with 10.
Danger time for Knott County Central right now.
Prater's going to pick up the foul, and he's got 3 now. Neither team yet close to the double bonus. Knott Central to inbounds underneath. Throws it up to Gibson, knocked away by Prater. Prater out front, goes up, gives it to Miller. 10-point lead. 4 points for Landon Miller, and Knott Central got to move quickly now. Mosley 3, miss. Rebound comes down to Jaden Hacker.
Yeah, it's definitely
Hacker to Miller, and I think you'll see a little bit of
a little patience right here. Take that, maybe not.
So much for what we know. And Hacker throws it back, and then Coach Hoskins says, give me something. Nope, he doesn't. And it's going to be a foul call. That's going to be on Ambergy, and that's going to be 4 on Ambergy. And that's going to be a timeout by Coach Hoskins, and it'll be a full timeout. We'll take another timeout on Hometown 24.
Hi, my name is Heidi Hoffensperger from Hoffensperger Law Office.
Debt can feel overwhelming. The calls, the letters, the constant pressure, it's hard to see a way forward. You're not alone. The law office of Heidi Hoffensperger has helped countless people through their bankruptcy, giving them a fresh start and a chance to rebuild. Bankruptcy isn't the end.
The legal world can be a very, very difficult and complicated world, and I don't want that for my clients.
Call today and let Heidi help you with this new beginning.
Hometown Pharmacy of Hazard is here to meet all your prescription and healthcare needs. Pharmacist Darren Smith and the experienced staff provide fast, reliable service with the professionalism you expect. With friendly service and a commitment to quality care, Hometown Pharmacy is proud to serve the Hazard community every day. Ask about their new app. Hometown Pharmacy of Hazard, quality care, professional service right here in your community.
Welcome back after the timeout, 62-52, Prairie County Central. Prairie County Central with the ball, and you would expect an ice box unless it's a wide open layup. Knott County Central has to foul 2 more times to send them to the line, and you're going to see a little game of keep away here probably, but nobody gets Combs, and he'll lay it in.
That's not going to make Coach Honeycutt very happy right there.
Give him 19. Gibson will back Sumner down, turns to the lane, gets a little room, puts it up, knocks it down.
Really nice shot by Gibson.
Give him 18. He's had a really good game tonight. After coming off that injury and not playing the other night against Letcher Central. Under 50, and don't think Knott County Central's going to foul, Jim.
No, I don't think so either.
And I think most of the fans have realized that we're going to just play this one out. Hacker gives it back to Miller. It's going to be a big victory for Coach Hoskins and the Commodores.
Oh, yes.
They'll improve to 8-7. As Miller will dribble it out. And the coaches will shake hands, and Knott County Central will drop to 12-5, 6-2 in the region, and Prairie Central will improve to 6-1 as the final score will be 64-54. Prairie County Central, and our Alice Lloyd College player of the game will be, Jim?
Mr. Hacker, and he was really on it tonight. And the thing that I like the most, I mean, he hit the boards, some nice assists, but his ability to find his place in the flow of the offense. 20 points, is that correct?
20,
but I really didn't see him take a bad shot the whole game, Manus.
No, and he did other aspects as well for Coach Hoskins. And sometimes, like we were talking in the pregame, it takes a while to understand your role. And I think Jaden Hacker is starting to understand.
Yeah, and with the emergence of Hacker, we knew this was within his capabilities. I mean, he was a really good scorer last year, but when he and Dalton comes in, Dalton, he had, 19?
He had 19.
Oh,
yes.
very, very, and it's really odd to say that, a very quiet 19 from Dalton Combs.
But second quarter, he really exploded.
And but when you have Hacker hitting on that kind of pace, and Dalton is going to be Dalton Combs, night in, night out. He's going to be the guy that's going to get you 18 to 20 with his eyes closed most of the time. Perry Central all of a sudden becomes a real tough out.
Yes. And, it's one of those 6 we've been talking about.
Yep, they might have moved up a notch tonight.
Yep, they very well could have. We'll leave that up to the pundits. Knott County Central Patriots scoring 2 for Little, 4 for Hall, Mosley with 8, Ambergy with 15, Dowles with 2, Gibson with 2, Michael Gibson with 18, 3 for Connor Napier by quarter, 18, 15, and 12, and 9 for a total of 54 for the Perry County Central Commodores. Robinson with 3, Combs with 19, Josh Miller with 4, Hacker with 20, Miller with 4, Couch with 4, Sumner with 2, and Nick Prater with 10 by quarter, 18, 22, 9, and 15 for a total of 64. The final score, 64-54, Perry County Central. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow, around 4:50, up at Jenkins High School, Whitney Creech Court, it will be the Jenkins Cavaliers and the Glory Road games with Fairview and Buckhorn. So if you can't go, tune in to Hometown 24 with Jim, Brian, and David Adams and all the crew of Hometown 24 who does an outstanding job. So with that being said, good night and God bless from Hometown 24.
He's already signed off.